Hey guys, so it's Elijah, also known as Ezra Wolves, and I just thought I would hop onto a video. I apologize for the noise in the background. I am at my family's shop right now, and the fans are crazy loud in the morning. Anyway, so I have a piece of paper here, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about something very strange. So, when I first started to learn how to write, my handwriting's not needed. It doesn't really. It's not that great. But when I started to write, it was more like all over the place. Kind of like that. And it was like that for a long time. And then I started getting into fountain pens, and I kind of learned how to put like more quote unquote oomph into it, where everything would just be a bit more straight and clean. And over the years, I learned how to cross the T's, dot the I's, but I still can't do cursive. Like, if I try to do cursive, that's the closest thing, and that's not even the problem. I'm pretty sure I did two I's instead of an L and then an I. Cursive was something that never stuck with me. Print is something that kind of always stuck with me growing up. And I just find it interesting when doing it, because I normally carry a few different pens on me. Right here we have a traditional ballpoint pen. Let's go like so. Traditional, cheap, like probably $2 ballpoint pen, which I found this in a pencil case at the back of a drawer in my basement. This is the pen that I took to school, from middle school to high school, and I was shocked that I still had it, although the ink cartridge is not the same, but that's a different story. Anyways, growing up, it's, like I said, it was all over the place, and I'll try to mimic it. Let's see. Just do some randomness. Like, right there. I would just take up, what's it called? A lot of line space, and even when I was taught that to make a space, you put like your finger. So put like your pinky and then, do that, and it would be like a it would be a space, although that's a pretty huge space, and that's really crooked because I'm writing sideways. I cannot for the life of me write upwards. I don't know why you would want to write upwards. I know it looks like I'm writing left to right, but I'm actually writing up to down, down to up, which is kind of annoying. Like, I'm standing, the pen is facing me right now. I don't know why you would have to write like that. Anyway, so after a while of using like fountain pens, here we have the Lilliput from Kaveco. Things just started to get a bit more neat, but at the end of the day, everything is still very, very bad. Okay, so here's just some random writing samples. The first one I did was with the Kaveco Lilliput, one of my first fountain pens. It's small, it writes well, I'm using, I believe it's called Midnight Blue ink. And by no means is this a nice handwriting. I still write in a pretty up down way, and it's very bizarre how I write. It's my writing style. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and sometimes it's just not legible and not readable at all. And it's kind of funny. And it's strange. When I first started using fountain pens, I'm like, oh, nothing changed. And then over time, people started to say that my handwriting got better. My opinion, it's still iffy. But I guess practice. And since I do a lot of writing by hand, when I do my initial drafts for my novel, also my scripts or whatnot, I tend to write it on a piece of paper. So next we have the VP, pilot vanishing point, and the P's are something that I started doing recently, but as you can tell, vanishing is kind of all clumped together, or pilot and point are kind of outwards. My P's always went like that. I would always go like that, or like that. Recently, I don't know why, but I started to do P's how my dad does it. Where it's a line and then it starts here. Not like that, but it goes like that. It's really, really bizarre. And then I took my dad's Roaching 600, an old version of it, and my handwriting it's still better than this. It's a rollerball ballpoint pen. It's still better than a cheap plastic pen, and then of course you have the plastic pen. But what's interesting, and I noticed after using specifically the vanishing point, and a bit of the Kaveco, that when I did like things like D's, which I would go like that, or P's, or B's, or A's, I was like started to do things similar to how my dad writes, except for the A's. The A's are really bizarre. But with what's it called? The D. Now I kind of do like a D and well, that's horrible. That's just a triangle. I do like that or like that. Mainly like that, where it's a little triangle shape. Or I go like that, even though that kind of looks like a P. And then with P's, I would do the same. And I would just kind of cross it over the line. And with B's, probably the more significant change, where I kind of just started rushing it and not really caring about how it looked. And then A's, I write A's various different ways. There's A. That's the weirdest A. This is the weirdest A, because it's like line, and then that. It's like an H, but it's weird. I don't understand it. But I mainly go like that. When I'm focused on writing slower. Or I put it like at an angle. It's just weird writing styles that I've noticed over the years, using a combination, going from like a pencil to a cheap pen to a slightly more expensive pen to a fountain pen. Just the different how your writing would evolve. It's really weird. It's something I noticed. And now that I've read with both a fountain pen and a not more expensive, but like what's it called, ballpoint rollerball pen, I've noticed that there's some improvement. It's like with the fountain pens, I improve. I can't spell for crap though, which is kind of hilarious. But then I go to like a ballpoint. It's like fountain pens are kind of neat. They make my writing look neat, which is why I kind of prefer it. But a ballpoint, so more specifically with this rotring one, when I write, everything kind of looks jumbled together, or sometimes I just go back to how I normally write, where it's kind of just a big giant mess. But if I want to, I can do a, what's it called, more neat. What is that? What is that? Let's see, that's an E, that's an L, that is an I, now that is a G, and an H, and then an A. What? I'm pretty sure that's not even my name. That's not even my name. And speaking of name, I forgot to write name, or it's just hilarious. But my name is Elijah. Even with the dotting, as you saw, I did the dot over the I first because that's a habit, and then I did the dot on the J after I finished the JAH, which is really bizarre. When I do that, sometimes I do, when I do it, I do the dots first, and sometimes I just don't. It's strange. It's just something like I noticed while using different pens. Sometimes my writing's good, bad. Well, sometimes it's horrible. Sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it looks neat, like this. And sometimes it's a jumbled mess like this. And sometimes I just can't even convey or pronounce or spell words, and I end up with like this ELIGHA thing. That's really bizarre. I don't really know why that happened, but it's whatever, guys. This is just a little weird video. I know it's a bit long, but I'll talk to you guys in the next journal entry. Goodbye.